Auto Hair Grease, y'all. What is good? It's ShyTheGemini returning for another amazingly video. What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? Special thanks once again for all the people who be supporting me on my channel, Instagram, and all that jazz. Okay, I love y'all. Y'all are the shit. Okay. Anyway, so today's video is about how your self-concept can hinder your spiritual process. Okay. Now, what is a self-concept? I'm glad you asked. Your self-concept is the idea of you, by you, outside of how you feel about yourself. Okay, so your self-concept is how you view yourself objectively. Okay, like if you had a bird's eye view and you was looking down on yourself, how would you perceive yourself? Okay, outside about how you feel about yourself. Your self-concept and self-love and how you feel about yourself can either make or break you. Like I said, I know people be talking about self-love and it sounds all bubbly and cliche, but think about it like this. God is on your side. Okay, Spirit wants you to be happy. God wants you to be happy and prosperous and live a fulfilling life and things like that, right? But if you don't have a healthy self-concept, or if you have no self-love, then your reality is not going to go how you want it to go. Even when you're dealing with sales, okay, like I said, I learned about sales when I was on that pole, honey. So stripping taught me a lot about human interaction and other things, and also spiritual topics and shit like that, right? So if you have a product, which is yourself, you are your product, right? And you're going to the universe and say, hey, universe, I want a Lamborghini, a big house. I want this big, immaculate dream life. Give it to me, right? And think of like Spirit, God as an investor. But if you don't believe in your product, if you don't like your product, if you don't love your product, it's going to be hard to sell it, okay? And Spirit mirrors what we feel about ourselves. So Spirit is going to be like, okay, you feel you have low self-esteem, you don't really hold yourself in a self-image. If you feel like you don't deserve it, I guess you don't deserve it. That's how Spirit going to be. But if you're on a vibration like, I am worthy of everything that I asked for, I'm living in a state of gratitude, shit nice, I like myself, I'm content with myself, I found peace within myself, Spirit's going to be like, you know what, buddy? You do deserve it. And then your subconscious is going to make sure that it drops you little hints to give you what you asked for. But like I said, you got to kind of do you got to do the groundwork yourself. Okay. So you have to believe in your product for you to go far. This is why some people can really be envious that you like yourself, right? A lot of people have a shit self-concept, especially Black people. Okay. And when I was on Ravana Noon's channel, Ravana Noon was talking about how people don't want to become gods because you would have to be accountable for the vibration and for the events that's taking place in your life. Being a God comes with responsibilities. When you attract certain circumstances, you can't hit the wall and be like, what did I do to deserve this? Oh, why me? What did I ever do to anybody? It don't work like that. When you step into Godhood, that's when you be like, okay, I attracted this experience because there's something going on in my mind. What is going on in my mind that is attracting this experience? And how, now that I'm recognizing it, what can I do different so I can not attract this experience and attract an experience that I actually want? Right? That's what comes with Godhood. Not just the title, not just the ego. That's why Godhood, that's why a lot of people stick to religion, because religion doesn't make you accountable for your action. Religion is just like, put all your burdens on the altar, give $10 on Sunday, everything will be good, whatever. That's how religion works. It don't really hold you accountable for your actions for real. It holds another entity outside of you to be accountable for your actions, right? So in order for you to get the life that you desire, or if you want certain desires, okay, if you want something, you have to feel that you're worthy of having that thing. You have to be a vibrational match for that thing. The universe doesn't give you what you want based on just how you think. It gives you what you want based on what you are. So you have to vibrate, be in it, sit in it exactly as if you already have it. And in order to do that, you have to have a healthy self-concept. That's why I said in one of my previous videos, a lot of people don't talk, when they talk about law of attraction and magic and all this shit, they never mention the fact that if you have resistance, that resistance and that doubt and that fear of whatever's going on through your mind, or that I don't really deserve that, who do I think I am? If you have that resistance in your mind, that is an indicator that you have limiting beliefs about yourself that need to be worked on before you can get that thing that you asked for. Like I said, the bigger the dream, the bigger the work, and the harder you're going to have to go in terms of the inner work so you can be a vibrational match to it, okay? So this is why sometimes it's when you try to teach other people about spiritual knowledge and how self is God and you can really manifest whatever you can, or how you can really get what you want based on thought and inspired action alone, they don't believe it because they have a negative self-concept. It has to start with you first, right? So this is why a lot of, especially like I said, especially black people, this is why a lot of black people have a hard time viewing themselves as a powerful being because of their self-concept. Not only do we have Western society put it in Hollywood and social media and school textbooks and movies and all these other realms of media that we consume, not only are they putting in these things like, okay, you're black. You was in Africa, you wasn't doing nothing but throwing sticks and stones, and the white man came and he saved you. And yeah, he might have beat your ass for a couple thousand years, but at least you ain't in grass skirts and in Africa chucking spears and shit no more. That's what black people think about themselves. Like, and that's why a lot of our history being erased is so dangerous, because when all that you've been taught is you ain't come from shit and another group of people had to enslave you so you can have a better life, it's kind of hard. And then on top of that, then you got Jim Crow era where a motherfucker didn't want to get off the bus, and then you had the civil rights movement, and then you constantly see that people who look like you have been in constant struggle. It's going to be hard, and that's all that you were put on the planet to do. You feel what I'm saying? Black people really had that mindset based on westernized philosophy. Okay, they believe that they don't come from shit. School books don't tell true African history. School books don't tell about the Dogons and how we discovered math and sciences and how we had the mind to build pyramids and shit, and how we fucking used to track certain star constellations and how we knew certain things would happen at certain times, and how we developed these spiritual systems that these niggas fucking copy anyway, then discredit it and then claim it as their own. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's really hard for Black people as a collective to believe in this kind of stuff, because they truly believe they didn't come from anything from Africa. They truly believe the westernized society version of our story. This is why you have to learn your own history. Schools have a certain curriculum, okay? Which means it's a motherfucker who's cherry picking what is being taught in schools. You know what I'm saying? So, and one of the things that are not taught in school is African history. Like I said, Black people don't believe that they come from shit, anything. They just believe all they was put in here was slaves. White people are better than us. And yeah, Abraham Lincoln came, freed slaves. And then we invented peanut butter and a hot comb and air conditioning. We're getting somewhere. And then nowadays, people are going to college and get Black educated. Just all that shit, right? So when you have that narrative and collective, when you have that narrative around Black Americans, it's really hard for you to believe that you come from anything great, because this is what your country is teaching you and telling you. You ain't shit. You ain't nothing but a slave. And you got a little bit of freedom now, nigga, so you better make something of yourself. and you got something to prove because white people were, you know what I'm saying? It's a program. It's a program. That's why niggas walking around with low self-esteem and don't even hate themselves and don't even know why. Niggas walking around, look in the mirror and hate themselves. This is why a lot of times you see amongst Black Americans, the men don't like the women and the women don't like the men because you don't like each other. You don't even like yourself. So if I don't even like myself, if I don't view myself in a high concept, it's hard for me to view my counterpart that way. You see how it works? That's why I don't participate in none of that bullshit. In regards to self-concept, I want you to think about it like this too. After years of observing this physical plane, I'm starting to see how it works. I'm really starting to see how the dots connect between the mind and outside in the outside world, right? So we literally live in a simulation, okay? Now, think about it like a video game. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, my particular favorite, okay? So think about it like a video game. And you are your player, okay? So you know how when you build your player, you can build what kind of pants he or she wears, shirts he or she wears, what kind of chain he or she has, what kind of complexion he or she has. That's you. Even though you can't modify your skin complexion and your body type. Well, you can. You just got to work out. But that's you. You're building your character. You're on the game. Before you start the game, you're about to build your character, right? And your character is you. Now, implant how you want that, like a Sims character or some shit like that. Now, implant how you want that character to show up on the outside world, in the physical world. What does this character believe in? How do you want people to how do you want other players to react to this character? How do you want this character's moral compass to be? How do they think? How do they talk? What type of activities do they engage in? That's you. You have to rebuild. You have to really think of yourself like you have to reset your player, reset your character. Okay, for this game we call life. Okay, now you can take 2 or 3 weeks to do this and just go ghost and then reset your character and then reappear. Nobody will care because I think too many times a lot of our self-concepts stem from past experiences. Okay, my daddy left me, my mama ain't give a fuck about me, my boyfriend in high school left me for somebody else, I got jumped when I was in high school. Motherfuckers used to bully me and call me all types of names and shit. And then most people have more severe trauma, which is like sexual assault and things like that, right? So a lot of the self-concept is based on your old story, okay? It's based on your own story, all right? At any time, you can reset your player, but in order to do that, practically, it's like recalibrating your nervous system, okay? This is where shadow work comes in, getting rest, journaling, meditation, and all that shit coming. That's why they tell you to do that type of stuff, because you're literally recalibrating your mind. You're recalibrating your character. And then when you recalibrate your character, you recalibrate your vibration. And then if your vibration is different, you attract and have different experience that you never had in the past, right? So in terms of a damaged self-concept, you have to let go of the past. And I've struggled with this, okay? So I can talk about this. I've struggled with this because I've been through some shit, but I realized it was never personal, okay? It was never personal. The people who did shit to me, they're at war with themselves, okay? Sometimes, it don't even be about you. It be about how motherfuckers feel about themselves because they have a shitty self-concept. So we got motherfuckers who already had shitty self-concepts traumatizing other people. Then other people got shitty self-concept as well, because of the original motherfucker who had a shitty ass self-concept, and the cycle continues, right? So you have to view the past like this, okay? Past, present, and future are linear. Human beings measure time by a series of physical occurring present events. Because time doesn't exist. The real time is just dusk and dawn. But humans running their own system, have their own cities and their own interactions and shit like that. So if past, present, and future are all linear, nothing matters right now but the present moment. The past doesn't matter because the past doesn't exist, basically. Long story short, the past doesn't exist. The only reason why you know or are aware of the past existing is because of memories. So when you really put it like that, you're not really battling anything that's current, or you're not really battling anything that's in the present. You're battling memories. It's not like if you went through some shit and then right now it's good, but in your mind it still kind of fuck you up. It's because energetically you're still connected to those memories. And like I said, those memories can get even worse to the point where those memories start to fester on your spirit. So when they fester on your spirit, it affects your vibration. It affects how you feel, how you show up in the world, and the things that come into your life, okay? So you have to be careful with that. So getting over the past is easier said than done. It takes a lot of work. Lord knows it takes a lot of work, okay? I had to break that shit, okay? But once you break it, you're free. You're a new character. You were born again, okay? So always remember that the past doesn't exist. The past is just a series of memories in the brain. Think about it like that. It doesn't exist anymore. If you're away from that situation, away from those people who hurt you, away from that person who left you, away from those people who used to jump you and bully you in high school, or whatever the fuck happened to you, if you're away from those people right now in the present moment, it's a time to recalibrate your character, rebuild your character, learn the lessons, and become something new, okay? Remember too, every single time that you go to sleep, you are reborn again. You ever went to sleep and you was rejuvenated? It really feels like a rebirth. That's what it is. So always remember, the past does not exist. It only exists by memories. Remember that. So eventually when you do get a healthy self-concept, your magic works better because you believe in your magic. Okay, so when you cast a spell, when you speak over something, when you exercise a spirit, or when you do whatever your magical expertise is, okay, when you do that, your magic becomes even more powerful because you have a healthy concept of self. Like I said, if you are still identifying yourself as an abused victim, that's what you'll be. That's what you'll be vibrating on that. And then that vibration is going to attract other experiences similar to that. Self-concept propels you forward spiritually, mentally, financially, wherever the fuck you trying to go is gonna get you there. A healthy self-concept. But you have to drop the old story. Drop the old story. It is no longer needed. You needed it because you needed that experience to get to where you are right now. As you're watching this video, you needed that shit to happen to get to where you are right now. You can change your story right now. You can flip the script right now. Okay, and the world has no choice to respond to how you're showing up, but you must eliminate the old story if you want to flourish spiritually. And then when you flourish spiritually, you'll flourish financially and physically. As within, so without. Okay, so with that being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that the message was clear. I hope this was helpful. This helped somebody. Like I said, this journey is not hard. I mean, this journey is not easy, but I'm here to help you navigate it in the best way that I know how through my experience. Because this is what I was put on earth for, okay? So with that being said, once again, I'm still doing PDF natal charts. Like I said, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pages long, depending on the aspects of your chart. You get a whole detailed description of that. You get a detailed description of your placements and all that other stuff, and other resources that I do provide in the reading, in the PDF bundle, that can help you explore, you know, your natal chart. Because when you explore your natal chart is like your resume for Earth. These are the skills that you came with that are naturally easy for you to embody, so you can play your role in this realm. Okay, so with that being said, I'll post all my information in the description box below. Till next time, bye.